Chosen one, stop scrolling. Pause right now, because Allah is speaking directly to you, and this is not a message to be ignored. He said, "This is the third time I've sent this message to you." Think about that. Allah does not repeat his call without reason. If it reaches you again, it is because your heart needs to hear it, your soul needs to awaken to it, and your life is about to shift in ways only He can orchestrate. Every delay, every hardship, every moment you felt unseen or misunderstood has been leading to this exact moment. This is a divine wake-up call, a confirmation that you are chosen, your purpose is alive, and your journey is guided by a power far beyond ordinary understanding. Lean in, absorb every word, and prepare yourself, because what Allah is revealing this third time is meant to transform your path, elevate your heart, and ignite the destiny He has written for you. Chosen one, understand this profoundly. The fact that Allah has sent this message a third time is not a mark of failure or oversight, but a testament to His love, His attention, and His unending care for you. It is a divine insistence that you awaken to the truth He has been trying to reveal, a sign that your heart, your intentions, and your purpose matter more than you realize, and that even when you felt lost, abandoned, or unseen by the world, Allah never stopped noticing you, never stopped watching over you, and never stopped shaping your path for the blessings He has prepared. This third call is His way of telling you that the previous attempts were gentle nudges, whispers to catch your attention. But now the repetition is a declaration that you have lingered in distraction for too long, that your soul has been veiled by doubt, fear, or the chaos of the world, and that it is time to respond fully, with sincerity and courage. For His call is both personal and urgent, a spiritual beacon illuminating your path, reminding you that you were missed, remembered, and cherished, and that the divine timing of your awakening is precise, flawless, and intentional, designed to realign your focus, restore your vision, and prepare your heart to step into the destiny that only Allah can see, the destiny that you were chosen for before you even took your first breath, the destiny that no obstacle, delay, or distraction can ever diminish. Because this third message is not just a reminder, it is a declaration of His unwavering love, a confirmation that your life, your purpose, and your journey have never been forgotten, and that the time to rise, respond, and embrace what is meant for you has finally come. Chosen one, listen carefully, for this is a truth that no one can teach you and no one can take away. Your heart has always known what your mind struggles to understand. It has always felt what the world tries to deny, and it has always carried the compass that points directly to Allah's guidance, even when your eyes were blind to the signs, even when the voices around you tried to convince you otherwise, and even when circumstances seemed chaotic or unfair. This third message is a divine confirmation that the intuition, the silent whispers, the inner certainty you have sometimes doubted are not mistakes. They are the echoes of Allah speaking directly to the core of your being, reminding you that His guidance is real, that your perception is sacred, and that the truths you have been quietly sensing are exactly the truths you are meant to follow, even if the world ridicules you, misunderstands you, or challenges your resolve. Because the heart of a chosen one is a sanctuary of clarity, amidst the noise of confusion, a vessel that holds divine insight, and a light that never extinguishes, a light that connects you to the unseen forces orchestrating your path, and a light that cannot be dimmed by skepticism, criticism, or fear. Your heart remembers what you have forgotten, recognizes what your eyes have missed, and responds to what your mind cannot yet comprehend. And this is why Allah repeats His message, for the third time, to remind you that your inner compass has been true all along, that your convictions are aligned with His will, and that when you finally act upon what your heart has always known, you will step fully into the purpose, the mission, and the destiny He has been preparing for you. A destiny that is immense, sacred, and far greater than anything you have ever imagined. And the first step in that journey is to trust your heart, to listen without hesitation, and to respond without doubt, because Allah has never called you in vain, and your heart has never led you astray. Chosen one, understand this deeply. For every loss, every closed door, every missed opportunity, and every relationship that failed was never a mistake, never a punishment, and never an accident, but a deliberate act of divine preparation orchestrated by Allah to shape your heart, your mind, and your soul for this very moment. What you thought was unfair, what you believed was a setback, and what you mourned as a loss was actually the unseen scaffolding upon which your future would be built, a training ground for patience, resilience, and faith, designed to strip away what was not meant for you while preserving and refining what is destined. For Allah sees beyond the surface, beyond human comprehension, and beyond the timing you have grown accustomed to, and He knows that in order for you to handle the blessings, responsibilities, and elevated purpose coming your way, you had to first endure what you could not yet understand. For these moments of waiting, of silence, of disappointment, and of confusion were not emptiness, but preparation, not absence, but cultivation, and not punishment, but precision. And now, as this third message reaches you, it is a divine reminder that the pain you endured, the tears you shed, and the dreams that were delayed were all instruments of your elevation, crafting a version of you that is stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the destiny that only Allah has seen, a destiny that requires a heart that has been purified, a spirit that has been strengthened, and a faith that has been tested and proven unwavering, so that when the door finally opens, you will walk through it not as someone broken or lost, but as someone prepared, ready, and fully capable of carrying the divine mission that was being hidden in plain sight all along, a mission that transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around you. And every moment that once felt like loss will reveal itself as a blessing, a setup, and a preparation for the greatness that Allah has long destined for you. Chosen one, hear this clearly. The third time Allah sends you a message is not casual, not coincidental, and not a gentle suggestion. It is a divine command, a signal, and a call to awaken from the slumber of distraction, hesitation, and doubt. A call to rise above the comfort of inaction and to step fully into the path He has illuminated for you. For repetition in divine messages is never meaningless, and when Allah repeats, it is His way of saying that time is fleeting, the opportunity is urgent, and the moment to respond is now. Every delay, every postponement, every hesitation, and every excuse that has kept you from moving forward is being addressed by this reminder. For the chosen ones are those who act upon guidance when it is revealed, who do not linger in uncertainty when the path has been made clear, and who recognize that obedience to the divine is not just a concept but a practice, a movement, and a commitment that requires immediate alignment between intention and action. The first message you received may have been a whisper, the second a nudge, but the third is a spiritual alarm that shakes the soul awake, reminding you that your purpose will not manifest in idleness, that blessings cannot be claimed from passivity, and that the doors Allah is opening will not wait forever for you to decide. For the universe itself conspires to aid those who respond, and stalls for those who linger. And now, more than ever, it is essential to understand that acting upon Allah's guidance is not always comfortable, it is not always easy, and it may require leaving behind people, places, habits, and beliefs that no longer serve your higher purpose. Yet every step of obedience, every moment of courage, and every decision made in alignment with His message builds spiritual momentum that cannot be halted by the doubts of the world or the fears of the self. For Allah does not call His chosen ones to wait passively, but to move deliberately, to act decisively, and to trust fully in the unseen forces orchestrating the outcome, to recognize that what seems risky, uncertain, or impossible in the eyes of humans is perfectly timed, perfectly guided, and perfectly protected in the eyes of the divine, and that hesitation in the face of repeated divine guidance is a luxury the chosen cannot afford, for each moment of inaction delays the fulfillment of a destiny that was written before the foundations of the heavens and the earth, a destiny that carries not only personal elevation but also impact for the Ummah, for those around you, and for the generations that will follow the seeds you are planting today. This message is a reminder that action is the bridge between prayer and manifestation, between intention and realization, between vision and achievement, and that no amount of wishing, hoping, or waiting can replace the courage to step forward when Allah calls, because the repetition of His message is a divine urging that you take responsibility for what has been entrusted to you, that you rise above fear, doubt, and procrastination, and that you become an active participant in the unfolding of your destiny, knowing that every step aligned with His will is protected, guided, and multiplied in effect. And that when you finally respond fully, you will realize that the message was never just about hearing. It was about acting, moving, and embodying the truth that you are chosen, capable, and ready to manifest the purpose for which you were created. So do not ignore this call. Do not delay. Do not question your readiness. For the repetition is a reminder, a warning, and a promise that the time to act is now, and that your obedience will unlock blessings, guidance, and divine favor beyond imagination. Because Allah's repeated message is never a mere echo. It is the sound of destiny knocking at your door, urging you to rise, move, and claim the life, mission, and legacy He has prepared for you before time itself began. Chosen one, listen with your heart. For every hardship you have endured, every trial you have faced, every challenge that left you questioning, doubting, or weary was not random. And it was never a punishment. Rather, it was a deliberate act of divine orchestration, a preparation designed by Allah Himself to refine your character, to purify your intentions, and to strengthen your faith so that you could carry the weight of the destiny He has written for you. A destiny far greater than you have imagined or dared to believe possible, for the chosen ones are never exempt from hardship. Yet every hardship is a hidden blessing, every challenge a concealed opportunity, every moment of weakness a chance to surrender fully to the divine, and every tear shed in silence a seed planted for future elevation. Understand this deeply. The moments when you felt unseen, unheard, and alone were the very moments when Allah was quietly shaping you, fortifying your spirit, and preparing you for the magnitude of what lies ahead. Because the life of a chosen one is never meant to be ordinary, and the path is never paved with ease, comfort, or constant clarity, but with trials, testing, and divine sculpting that transforms the soul into something resilient, wise, and radiant. What you perceived as delays, setbacks, and closed doors were not signs of abandonment, but of perfect timing. For Allah knows precisely when your heart is ready, when your mind can comprehend, and when your spirit can bear the blessings He has stored for you. And every obstacle you faced, every person who opposed you, and every circumstance that seemed unbearable was a tool in Allah's hands to prepare you for the roles, responsibilities, and impact that only you are capable of carrying. For the trials you endure are tailored to the person you are becoming, not the person you were yesterday, and the patience, perseverance, and trust you cultivate through these struggles are the very attributes that will allow you to step into your divine purpose with confidence, clarity, and unwavering faith. Reflect upon this: the tears that fell when no one saw, the nights when your heart ached with longing, the moments when you felt like giving up. All of these were not wasted, for they were the refining fire, the silent training, and the spiritual gym where Allah strengthened your soul, calibrated your resilience, and aligned your heart with the truth, preparing you for the blessings, the influence, and the legacy that await you. A preparation that the world cannot see, the mind cannot measure, and the eyes cannot fully comprehend. Yet Allah sees it all, meticulously arranging every detail, connecting every seemingly random event, and orchestrating every encounter to perfect your readiness. For He does not test you beyond what you can bear, yet He stretches your limits intentionally, expanding your capacity to receive, endure, and manifest the greatness that has been destined for you. And now, as this third message reaches you, Recognize that your trials were never meaningless, that the challenges you thought were burdens were actually stepping stones, that the losses you mourned were deliberate pruning, and that every hardship was a preparation for an elevation, a readiness, and a manifestation of purpose that the ordinary cannot understand but the chosen can embrace. For you are not here by accident, you are not struggling without reason, and you are not enduring without divine intention. And the very fact that you are reading, hearing, and internalizing this message is a sign that the season of preparation is reaching its peak, that the training is about to bear fruit, and that the trials you have survived are now the foundation upon which Allah will build blessings, guidance, and an impact that will ripple far beyond your imagination, because chosen ones are not only tested, they are sculpted, elevated, and ready to carry the weight of a destiny that is magnificent, sacred, and eternal. And every trial you faced, every hardship endured, and every tear shed has been a necessary part of that divine preparation. For Allah sees what no one else sees, knows what no one else knows, and is crafting in you a strength, wisdom, and resilience that will astonish the heavens, the earth, and even your own soul when the time of fulfillment arrives. Chosen one, listen deeply, for what you are experiencing now, what you have endured, and what you are beginning to sense is far beyond the comprehension of the ordinary, far beyond what the world can validate or understand, and far beyond the limited scope of human perception, because Allah is elevating you in ways that are invisible to the eye, inaudible to the ears, and unimaginable to the mind. Every moment of loneliness you endured, every trial that shook your heart, every challenge that made you question yourself, and every delay that frustrated your patience has been meticulously orchestrated to prepare you for a plane of existence where ordinary rules no longer apply, where your influence reaches beyond the physical, where your decisions resonate in the unseen, and where the wisdom you carry, the insight you possess, and the clarity you radiate are directly aligned with the divine orchestration of your life and the lives of others around you. For Allah does not elevate anyone haphazardly, and those chosen for higher stations are shaped, refined, and tested in ways that the world cannot witness, cannot measure, and cannot comprehend. Understand this profoundly. The discomfort, the solitude, the misunderstandings, and the misjudgments you have experienced are not obstacles but instruments of elevation, carefully designed to strip away what is ordinary, to detach you from what is superficial, and to align your heart, mind, and soul with a level of purpose, vision, and spiritual awareness that is unparalleled. For the elevation of a chosen one is not meant to be seen by everyone. It is meant to be recognized by the divine, felt in the heart, and experienced in the soul. And as this third message reaches you, it is a sign that the invisible layers of preparation are now converging, that the unseen realms are opening for your influence to expand, and that the capacities Allah has been cultivating within you, resilience, insight, patience, clarity, spiritual authority, and unwavering faith, are about to manifest in ways that will astonish both you and those around you. For what you once thought was ordinary, what you once thought was the limit of your ability, and what you once thought was your destiny is now being eclipsed by a divine expansion, a growth, and an elevation that will allow you to operate in dimensions of life, understanding, and influence that surpass human expectation, surpass worldly measure, and surpass your own imagination. Every event, every person, every moment of struggle, every night of loneliness, every whisper of doubt, and every unseen act of obedience has been calibrated to build a foundation for this elevation, to prepare your spirit for responsibilities that are monumental, to ready your heart for insights that are profound, and to train your mind to recognize the subtle signs of divine orchestration in all aspects of your life. Because elevation is not just about status, recognition, or comfort, it is about alignment with Allah's purpose, about readiness to carry His mission, and about the capacity to affect both the seen and unseen with wisdom, integrity, and faith. And now, as this third message echoes into your soul, it is a divine confirmation that you are being readied to walk in realms of understanding that ordinary perception cannot access, to operate with influence that ordinary efforts cannot reach, and to embrace a level of spiritual authority and insight that is reserved only for the chosen, the prepared, and the patient. For elevation is a sacred process, it is a divine art, and it is a carefully measured unfolding that requires trust, surrender, and absolute faith in the unseen. And the challenges, delays, and trials that once felt unbearable are now revealed as the necessary instruments to stretch, strengthen, and elevate you beyond anything you have experienced, beyond anything you have imagined, and beyond what anyone else around you can understand. And the truth is this: you are not being elevated for the ordinary, for the mundane, or for the temporary, but for the extraordinary, for the eternal, and for the monumental impact that your life, your choices, your faith, and your obedience will have in shaping destinies, influencing hearts, and fulfilling the mission that Allah has written for you from the beginning of time. And as you embrace this elevation, recognize that the unseen forces are aligning to support you. The divine wisdom is guiding you, and the purpose of your trials, patience, and persistence is now revealing itself in a manner so grand, so profound, and so powerful that even the heavens themselves bear witness to the magnitude of your rise, for you are no longer ordinary. Your journey is no longer ordinary, and your impact is destined to transcend ordinary understanding, because Allah is raising you into a dimension of life, faith, and purpose that only the chosen can reach. And every moment from this point forward is a testament to that sacred elevation, a reminder of your preparation, and a confirmation that the extraordinary destiny waiting for you is now within reach, fully aligned, divinely timed, and irrevocably yours to step into with courage, faith, and unwavering obedience. Chosen one, hear this with the full weight of your heart and soul, for what Allah is revealing to you for the third time is not merely a reminder, a warning, or a nudge. It is a sacred promise, a divine covenant, and a guarantee that every moment you have struggled, every tear you have shed, every prayer you whispered in silence, and every act of faith you performed in secrecy has been seen, recorded, and treasured by the most merciful, the all-knowing, the all-wise. And this third message is a confirmation that what has been prepared for you, what has been destined for you, and what has been written in your fate cannot be denied, delayed beyond its appointed time, or stolen by human interference. For Allah does not forget His chosen, does not forsake His beloved, and does not allow the trials of this world to overshadow the blessings that are divinely decreed for those He has called. And understand this: the first time this message reached you, it was a call to awaken your awareness, a gentle reminder to open your heart, and a spark meant to ignite recognition of your purpose. The second time, it was a nudge to examine your actions, your intentions, and your readiness, to see where you had faltered, where hesitation had crept in, and where doubt had clouded your clarity. For the divine repetition was a mercy, a safeguard, and a preparation. And now, the third time, this is a divine promise, a declaration from Allah that the journey you have endured, the patience you have cultivated, the resilience you have built, and the faith you have held firm through trials and darkness will culminate in fulfillment, elevation, and divine manifestation. For what has been written cannot be lost. What is meant for you will never pass you by, and what Allah has decreed is already aligned in the unseen, orchestrated with precision, and timed with perfection, beyond the measure of human comprehension, beyond the manipulation of circumstance, and beyond the delay of worldly opinion. For the promise of Allah is absolute, His word is unbreakable, and His covenant is eternal. Chosen one, every hardship you faced was never wasted. Every rejection, delay, and disappointment was never meaningless. Every moment of waiting and every tear of longing has been a building block, a calibration, and a preparation for what is now coming. For Allah is not only seeing the efforts that no one else noticed, but He is also multiplying their value, elevating their impact, and transforming your patience, endurance, and sincerity into blessings, opportunities, and rewards that are beyond what your mind can imagine or your heart can conceive, and this promise reaches into every corner of your life, touching the unseen, the physical, and the spiritual realms, connecting the threads of your past trials, present efforts, and future triumphs into a tapestry of divine perfection. For Allah has decreed that what is yours will arrive, that what is written for you will manifest, and that what He has prepared will be revealed in the exact measure, at the exact time, and in the exact manner that serves your highest good, your soul's purpose, and the mission for which you were created. Understand, chosen one, that this promise is not abstract, it is not symbolic, and it is not contingent upon human conditions. It is a binding assurance from the Most High, the one who does not break His word, the one who controls the heavens and the earth, and the one who has written your destiny before your first breath. And as you receive this third message, let it resonate in the deepest chambers of your heart that the divine plan has never failed, never paused, and never forgotten you, and that the blessings, openings, guidance, and elevation awaiting you are already aligned, already prepared, and already guaranteed in the unseen. For Allah's promise is a fortress that no hardship can breach, no opposition can dismantle, and no delay can diminish. And as you embrace this reality, know that your patience, your perseverance, your faith, and your obedience have not only preserved you but have readied you to step fully into the fulfillment of what has been divinely promised. A promise that encompasses your purpose, your mission, your elevation, your influence, and your legacy. And, as you walk into the days ahead, carry this third message in your heart. Trust it in your spirit, act upon it with courage, and live in the confidence that the Creator of the heavens and the earth has spoken, has promised, and has already set in motion a divine unfolding that will align every element of your life, every effort you have made, and every dream you have held onto with perfection, timing, and magnitude beyond imagination. For the third message is not just guidance, it is the assurance that what is yours by divine decree is coming, is protected, is multiplied, and is ready to manifest. And the moment to embrace it, step into it, and rise into the fullness of your destiny is now, because Allah's promise is eternal, unshakable, and irrevocable. And you, chosen one, are the living testament to that promise. Chosen one, take a deep breath and let this settle in your soul. For what you have just heard is not ordinary guidance, it is a divine message sent 3 times, a message that has been repeated because Allah sees you, He remembers you, and He is preparing you for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. Every trial, every delay, every moment of doubt, and every challenge you endured has been intentional, measured, and orchestrated to elevate you, refine you, and align you with your destiny. You have been called, tested, and prepared, not to linger in hesitation, but to rise with faith, courage, and clarity, to act in alignment with the mission that only you can fulfill, and to shine a light so powerful that it impacts not just your life, but the lives of those around you and the generations to come. Remember, the first call was a whisper, the second a nudge, and the third is a promise. It is a covenant that what is meant for you will never miss you, that every effort unseen will be multiplied, and that your purpose, your blessings, and your elevation are already aligned in the unseen, perfectly timed, and divinely guaranteed. So step forward, chosen one, with unwavering faith, with patience that has been tempered by trials, and with a heart that knows the truth. For this is your moment, this is your chapter, and this is the life Allah has been preparing for you all along. Embrace it fully, trust Him completely, act decisively, and let your soul soar, because you are not ordinary, your journey is extraordinary, and your destiny is a living testament to the mercy, wisdom, and power of Allah.